Instant gratification is one of the most pervasive forces in modern life. It surrounds us everywhere, from the click of a button that brings endless entertainment to the swipe of a finger that brings instant news and opinions. It's embedded in nearly every aspect of our lives, whether we're reaching for our phones, watching a video, or indulging in a snack. We're wired to crave the immediate reward, to seek that small, fleeting hit of pleasure or relief. But what many of us fail to recognize is that instant gratification serves its own deeper purposes, ones that are often hidden beneath the surface. Understanding these hidden purposes is key to breaking the cycle. But to do so, we need to acknowledge why these immediate rewards are so compelling in the first place. At the core of instant gratification lies a deeply ingrained desire for immediate pleasure, a desire to avoid discomfort, pain, or anything that requires long-term effort. When we seek instant gratification, we are often trying to bypass psychological or emotional discomfort, whether that discomfort is boredom, stress, anxiety, or simply the effort required to engage in something that doesn't promise instant rewards. The immediate pleasure we experience from checking our phone, scrolling through social media, or having a bite of our favorite treat serves as a quick way to numb our discomfort and distract ourselves from the more challenging, often more meaningful tasks that lie in front of us. This quick hit of pleasure is a temporary solution to a deeper problem: our inability to tolerate discomfort or delay gratification. But why is the cycle so difficult to break? To understand this, we need to look deeper into the biological and psychological mechanisms that make instant gratification so powerful. From a biological perspective, our brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards. This has evolutionary roots. Our ancestors, who were able to seize immediate opportunities for food, safety, or pleasure, were more likely to survive and reproduce. This instinctual drive for instant reward became ingrained in our neurological wiring. Dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, plays a key role here. Every time we experience something pleasurable, whether it's eating, browsing our phone, or receiving social validation, the brain releases dopamine. This dopamine hit reinforces the behavior, creating a feedback loop that encourages us to repeat it. Over time, this reinforcement makes the act of seeking instant gratification feel almost automatic, and the anticipation of that reward can become even more compelling than the actual pleasure itself. Our biological tendency toward instant gratification is further amplified by the world we live in. Technology, marketing, and social media have created a landscape in which instant gratification is more accessible than ever before. In an environment where everything is available at the press of a button, it becomes all too easy to turn to distractions instead of engaging in the hard work of personal growth or long-term goals. The pull to check our phones or indulge in quick pleasures becomes so powerful and normalized that we often don't even question it. Yet, despite how ingrained this behavior is, instant gratification serves its own hidden purpose. It is often a defense mechanism against deeper psychological and emotional pain that we are not ready to confront. For example, when we procrastinate on important work, we may reach for a diversion not because we don't want to do the work, but because we are avoiding the discomfort that comes with it. The task may feel overwhelming, require vulnerability, or tap into insecurities that are difficult to face. Rather than confronting these uncomfortable emotions, we turn to something that can provide a quick fix. A funny online video, a social media scroll, or a piece of chocolate. Instant gratification also serves as a distraction from deeper desires and long-term goals that might feel daunting or out of reach. The discomfort of working toward a goal, especially one that requires sustained effort, can feel overwhelming. Learning a new skill, exercising regularly, or working on a creative project all require time, persistence, and delayed rewards. The gap between where we are now and where we want to be can be so large and intimidating that we avoid it altogether, opting instead for something that feels manageable, even if it provides little lasting value. These instant pleasures often mask the underlying dissatisfaction we may feel with our current situation, providing a momentary escape from the reality of our unfulfilled desires. Furthermore, there is a psychological reinforcement that occurs when we engage in instant gratification. When we choose an immediate reward, we avoid the feeling of failure or inadequacy that might arise from tackling something more challenging. For instance, if we decide to scroll through our phone instead of working on a long-term project, we feel a brief sense of relief, a temporary success. This temporary victory creates a sense of control in the face of discomfort. The instant gratification becomes a coping mechanism, providing a moment of relief from the feelings of helplessness or anxiety that we might feel when confronting our goals. In essence, the act of giving in to instant gratification serves as a way to manage emotional discomfort, but it only prolongs the very issues we are trying to avoid. This brings us to one of the most subtle and insidious aspects of instant gratification: its ability to reinforce avoidance patterns. The more we give in to immediate rewards, the more we reinforce the habit of avoiding discomfort. Over time, this avoidance becomes mechanical, and we begin to seek distractions without realizing it. The brain becomes accustomed to the ease and speed of the reward cycle, and we begin to feel compelled to repeat the behavior, as though it is the only option available. Eventually, we can end up stuck in a cycle where breaking the habit feels impossible because the brain has become so conditioned to these quick, shallow rewards. So, why is it so difficult to break free from this cycle? The key lies in how these behaviors are rooted in our emotional and psychological states. Instant gratification is more than just a bad habit. It is a form of self-soothing. It protects us from discomfort, helps us avoid confronting the more challenging and complex aspects of life, and provides us with immediate relief from underlying emotional pain. The more we rely on this coping mechanism, the more entrenched it becomes in our daily lives, and the more difficult it is to overcome. To begin breaking free from the cycle of instant gratification, we must first acknowledge that this behavior is serving a purpose. It is helping us avoid discomfort, but it is not helping us grow. We need to realize that the reward of delayed gratification, the sense of fulfillment that comes from achieving long-term goals, is far more meaningful than the fleeting pleasure of a quick fix. But this shift in mindset takes time and self-awareness. It requires us to become conscious of the mechanical nature of our habits and to understand that each choice to engage in instant gratification is ultimately a choice to avoid something more important, more meaningful. One of the first steps is to gradually increase our tolerance for discomfort. This involves practicing small moments of self-control, choosing to resist distractions for short periods, and allowing ourselves to feel the discomfort that comes with focusing on long-term goals. Over time, as we build our capacity to sit with discomfort and delay gratification, we begin to rewire our brains, breaking the cycle of avoidance. In this process, we can also cultivate mindfulness, becoming present with the urge to seek instant gratification and questioning it before acting on it. With practice, we begin to redirect our energy toward more meaningful and fulfilling pursuits. Ultimately, breaking free from the pull of instant gratification is not about eliminating pleasure or joy from our lives, but about reclaiming our agency and choosing the long-term rewards that bring true fulfillment. By recognizing the hidden purposes of instant gratification and understanding why it is so compelling, we empower ourselves to make more intentional, meaningful choices that align with our deeper desires and long-term growth.